Hello, everyone. I hope you're hearing me well. Just let me know if you hear me and if you see me clearly. I connected to my mobile internet, so I'm not sure if the picture is good. So just let me know. And also, if you have any questions whatsoever, just let me know in the chat and I will see the chat and I will address it. So, for those who haven't been following me on social media, you may not have been updated that I was quite sick for like a few days. And interestingly, I didn't plan any Sunday live that week, like I knew it. And it happened on Saturday that I was in Himalayas and now I'm in Dharamsala. You can see the view, it's very pretty. But at that time, I went to Shimla with my husband. And at that time, before going to Shimla, I was in Delhi and it was so hot that we just stayed in the apartment all the time. But once I came to Shimla, it was much cooler and there were so many things to look at that I decided to walk a lot, and I walked for around 30 kilometers. And that was a mistake because and also on that day we fed a stray dog and we washed him, and then the next morning I wasn't able to even get out of bed because every single muscle in my body was in pain, and I got a bug, I believe, from a dog because I was vomiting a lot. And the third thing that happened on Saturday, or before Saturday, yeah, before Saturday, when I was walking, was that I caught cold. So three things happened to me on that day, and it really hit me. Like I even had to take Western medicine, 3 pills, which I never do, but I just had to ask for my husband to buy this because I just couldn't move. Those 2 pills in that day, I felt straight like after like 20 minutes, I felt fine. And now I still have sometimes I cough, but I feel like almost back to my normal self. So Vanessa says, I hope you're well now. Yes, now I'm much better. Are able to see me well. So I will just there is a mountain place, so it's very steep. So I have to walk a lot, and in order for us to even to any cafe, we have to walk like maybe 100 steep steps upstairs. So there are no like straight roads here. It's always steep. So it's a lot of exercise, but now my body got used to that. And I want to share you some of the purchases. Like, I think because of I just couldn't walk past it. I felt so much attraction to it. This is it. It's so beautiful. I love this mala. It's called ruby zyosite, if I pronounce that right. So it's like very green and pink. I don't know if this video captures the colors of it. It's beautiful green and pink. So beautiful. I love it. It's quite heavy. So I bought this from this place. So this will be a memory of their masala for me. This mala. And this mala is connects heart and root chakras, and it has healing properties. So then I bought this beautiful, this is like a mirror. It's so pretty. And let me just try to connect to another internet. So let me know if you are able to see me better and hear me better in this way. Now it's another connection. So I don't know if you hear me better, if you see me better with this connection. So, okay, just let me know and I will continue explaining. Oh, Alice says is better. Okay, very good. Thanks, God. So I was really, I want to be able to perceive the world without any preconceived notions. And this is so hard because we are brought up in a way that we are always seeing everything through our conditioning. When we are born, I think only when you are like when we are 6 years old, conscious mind starts developing. But before that, we are totally open to all the influences. But because the conscious mind is not there, we don't even remember what happened to us. So we are like sponges up to 6 years old, absorbing absolutely everything from parents, and then we grow up and we think we don't have any preconceived notions, any limiting beliefs, but we see everything through those limiting beliefs. So when I was Vanessa says I can't hear a word. Voice is breaking, Simona. This is Can you hear me better now? Maybe I will speak slower. So what I'm explaining that I really want to see the world without any preconceived notions, but because when we are growing up to the age of 6, we are like totally open to all the influences, and then we absorb everything. We are unable to, before the age of 6, know what happened to us because that the conscious mind has not yet developed. So after I got better, my wish was to really see the world the way that it is, and that's the wish that I sent to the universe. And in response, I got the message that I should read Celestine Prophecy. And I was thinking, how is it connecting? So I read that book, Celestine Prophecy, and then I realized that it's a lot about energy. If we want to really understand what's happening in our minds, we have to have enough energy. And in Celestine Prophecy, it is told that it's very important for us to understand what kind of dramas we are involved in. And in Celestine Prophecy, it's called control dramas. So every person is involved in some kind of controlled drama, and they have learned this way of living through their parents, because humans are involved in controlled dramas because they think that it's kind of like an unconscious attempt to take energy from other people, because we were disconnected consciously from the divine source. And so uh, unconsciously we want to take the energy of other people, and that's the reason people argue and have all sorts of dramas. Vanessa says the sound is bad, but some other people say that they hear me. So Vanessa, I'm not sure if it's something to do with your internet, because other people seem to hear me well. But I will try to speak clearer. So, in the Celestine prophecy, it is told that there are 4 control dramas that people engage in, and as a result of them engaging in those control dramas, they actually deprive themselves of even more energy. And as long as people engage in control dramas, they will be unable to develop spiritually, because once we finish with all the control dramas and discover our divine source of power, we will naturally be much more powerful, and this will enable us to spiritually progress much faster. So according to Celestine prophecy, there are 4 control dramas. So some people, if I will remember everything correctly, some people, they like to pretend to be victims. So the way they steal energy from other people, again, it's done unconsciously, but every single human being does that. The victim control drama goes on like this. The person starts telling you how bad their life is, that they are experiencing many problems, and you start feeling pity for them. And when you start feeling pity for that person, they take your energy. So that's their way, indirect way of getting your energy. So be careful when people try to make you feel sorry for them. Actually, you will lose your energy. And then another way people gain energy is by pretending to be aloof. So when, for example, the person seems to be very disconnected and you ask, what happened to you? No, it's all fine. And then you see, no, I see that you're not fine. No, no, it's all good. And they are like pretending to be like aloof. That's again an indirect way of them taking your energy, because you are directing a lot of the energy to find out what happened to that person. So these are two, Alice says, victim mentality, yes, two indirect ways of taking energy from you. And you may also do that, because all of us are playing these dramas. So it's so important to wake up and regain your energy, and not to try to steal another person's energy or and then lose your energy, but just be centered, grounded, so that you find out your own source of power. As long as those we are playing those games, we will not be able to access our source of power. And now the direct way of taking energy is, first one is by being, it's called intimidator. So when a person directly threatens you and controls you into submission through their words or threats, that's the direct way of them taking power. And another way is through it's called, I think, interrogator. So when a person always finds something to complain about you, like you never can do anything good in their eyes, they always have some criticism against you, they always criticize you, and again, this is their way of taking energy from you. So these are four control dramas, and as long as we engage in them, our true spiritual power will be denied to us. And this is so difficult, because we are brought up with these dramas since we were small, so we may be engaging in them on a daily basis without even awareness. But once now you are aware that such dramas exist, then there could be, like, you may become more objective and see that actually you're also engaging in them, or like other people in your life engage in them. And the way and once you notice control dramas in another person, the way to not get involved in that is just to state how people make you feel. So if, for example, someone criticizes you, then you need to tell you, like, I feel that you criticize me, but just do not get into any control drama of feeling like pity for yourself, because then you are getting into that control drama, like becoming a victim. But just state the facts, how you feel, how those words made you feel, and then call them out on what they do. Like if they are being intimidating, you have to tell you are now being intimidating. So you're just stating the facts, and if they still don't understand, you keep stating the facts until they see what they are doing. And if we are able to do that, then we will save a lot of our energy. And people who don't have energy, they feel depressed. They also want to, like, always scroll on their mobiles. This is the sign that they lack energy. So once we are able to disengage from those control dramas, then we will no longer feel down, and we will no longer need some kind of distraction in our life. So I found this book so powerful, exactly what I needed. When I asked that question, when I made the intention that I explained to you in the beginning, that's the book that I got. And I encourage also, if you haven't read it, I highly encourage to read it. It's written in a kind of story like a story, like a person is discovering different truths through their journeys. But I kind of tend to skip the story and then focus on the truths that the person discovered, because they are so powerful. And it's so much more than the control dramas. There are so many more truths there that are covered in that book. So I highly encourage to read it. Okay, so now I'm going to read the chat because I see some quite a lot of messages. High speed drifter says we project our own values and feelings onto others. Every person sees life in such an individual way, and it's so important to try to put ourselves in their shoes. And most people don't do it. They just assume that the way that I see the situation is the way that you see the situation, but actually it can be totally different. Khalid says, I see you better and hear better now. Okay, that's great. Everything is our perception. Yes, Alice. People see that now they hear me clearly, but Vanessa still can't hear anything. I hope, Vanessa, now you're able to hear me better. Yeah, Laura also says, I can hear your sound is good. Hi, Simona. Rick says, hi, Simona, new subscriber here. Tell us, how did you end up in India? I've been living in India for many years, but I also got married to a guy from here, from India. So we are kind of, sometimes I'm in my country and sometimes I'm in India. I consider India my second home. Shugofa says, I have so much control drama in my life. Well, you at least you see it. Most people have it. Like, unless you are aware of those control dramas, you are probably going to engage in them. But unfortunately, some people are not even able to see that because they are so used to it. According to that book, we are just used to stealing energy from other people, and then either people steal our energy or we steal their energy, and this is very imbalanced, but this is how humans live. That's why they argue so much. Peter says, isn't that called taking the bait? Because they want a reaction and feed off your painful feelings or emotions. Yes, some people do that. They are after our reactions. Peter says, best not to give them anything. Oh, do you mean when I said that you have to state the situation? Well, if you are really stating the facts, then you don't need to get emotional about it. You're just stating how another person made you feel without getting emotional about it, and then they will not be able to feed off your energy. Vanessa says, it's okay now. Sound okay? Valentina says, you look happier in India. Do you like it better than Lithuania? India, I like India because of the energy. Is undeniably more spiritual energy here. But I try to make peace with my country because I feel like I never belonged there. I know I was born there, but I was always so different to the rest of the people there. And then when I came to India, I found that people are much more similar to me. Like for me, it's very important to respect other people and to treat them well. Whilst in my country, people are very direct and they may not even realize how easily they insult because the way they speak is rude. Like they can't speak like in a nice manner. So I found this always so disturbing in my country because I like when people get along with each other. And in India, the culture is like to get along with one another, at least in the public setting. It's, I guess, similar to China. Like in China, people in the public try to be kind to one another, and I like that. Why should we argue like outside for nothing when we don't even know each other? And in Lithuania, I found that such conflicts are quite frequent. I really don't like that, but I try to make peace with that. It's just the way that it is. It's the culture of my country, but for me, it's quite difficult to accept such way of relating to one another. Valentina says, I had to lose much from running from a sister who is a psychopath. The damage was too much. She was a pure vampire. Oh, I feel so sad for you, Valentina, but I do understand that because my ex was like that. And yes, if a person is a psychopath, the best thing to do is to totally isolate yourself from those people and never ever even think about them because they actually feel that if they're real psychopaths. Oh, actually, this reminded me, talking about psychopaths. Now there is one guru, YouTube guru, that is becoming. She has like over 1 million subscribers, but now people are calling her out for her teachings because she encourages suicide. And I'm not going to name names, but I also left a comment about her that my feeling, my intuition told that she's not here to help humanity. She's like, people find her when they are at the breaking point in their lives, when they are very low. So that's the vibration that they are then have, like very low vibration, and then they find nature. So this is already a bad sign. If you are in a very bad situation, like very depressed, and then you find someone, that's dangerous already. And that teacher encourages people to like consider suicide, and many people committed suicide as a result. And when I see that teacher, I just get shivers. I know that's a psychopath because I also had experience with it, as a result of my ex. So I basically wrote about, my perception of that teacher. Then next day, that person is in my dream. The same dream like I had when I was in a relationship with a psychopath. That it's a dark waters, and that lady was kind of belonging to that area. So in the dream, for me, it is shown that if the person is of a like psychopath or like working for the darkness, they will in my dream appear in dark waters. And she was like luring me in, trying to make me come deeper into dark waters so that some accident would happen to me. And there were like trees falling down, but I was always protected. But that lady was leading me so that I don't come out of that like swamp, so to speak. So interesting. These people, psychopaths, they are spiritually so strong, but they are very negative. They are working for the, not for the good, but for evil. And if you even think, if you talk about them, you may actually call them forth into your reality, and they may even appear in your dreams. It's incredible, incredible. How, okay, let's see. Um, Valentina says, you look gorgeous, though. Thank you. Shugov says, how do we attract abundance in these times of inflation? The most important thing is not to look at outside. Whatever happens outside, it doesn't have to affect you, because unless, like, I would not even look at what's the financial situation outside, even if almost everyone would suffer from that. But you know that in the times of high inflation, some people can make a lot of money and some millionaires are not affected at all. That means that you also don't have to be affected. And you must not look at what happens outside, but make sure that you keep your high vibration, because your vibration is everything. And if you keep your vibration high, you cannot go into poverty, because your point of attraction will be abundance. So the most important thing is not